Just looking at the head, see how like completely dented it is. What is going on, drummies? It's Artie here, and I'm back again for another video, of course, if you're watching this. And I'm back for an unboxing video. And I never thought I'd do another drum major related unboxing, but I ordered something from wonderful world of marchingworld.com, and it just arrived in the mail today. It's a little short to be a mace, but what is it? I'm actually really impressed it showed up today, because I ordered it last week, and I didn't really get anything other than the confirmation that my payment was received. So, and I was outside in the backyard letting my dogs out, and I saw the UPS man just kind of drive by my backyard, and just kind of waiting and hoping, is he going to turn to my street? And he did, and he pulled up in front of my house, and he dropped off this package. Just by judging by the length of it, you probably know what it is. I'm going to spoil it for you. It's a military baton, but a certain type of military baton. Now, you guys know that I do also, those of you who don't know, I'm not exclusively a mace drum major. I also started out spinning military baton. And let me be right back. I will show you the baton that I currently use. So this is my very first military baton that I learned how to spin on. Everything that I learned on mace, everything I learned with military baton, drum major related, I learned on this very military baton. You can see, just looking at the head, see how like completely dented it is. It's been, and when I got, this actually belonged to my instructor who first taught me, and he sold it to me when he graduated from high school, and I've been using it ever since. And of course, this is not really the ideal instrument to use in parade or L pattern, so I bought another one, a competition one, for when I marched in L pattern. So this is my competition military baton. And with these batons, these are probably the ones you most likely always see on street. You always see drum majors spin these on street. But that's not why we're here today. We are opening a brand new one. One which you probably might have not seen before, or some of you have. Mostly drum majors maybe from Southern California have seen this specific drum major use it, or drum majors from the South who see show bands, they use this specific military baton. So, oh, just my luck, it's tipped down. Yep, here it comes. That is one heck of a baton. Yes. So, there it is. I give you my brand new I'm really excited to use this. Oh, come on, get out of the plastic. This is, oh, it's silver cord. Cool. My brand new military Signal Baton. And I was, oh, they redid their tips. That's actually pretty cool. So yep, this is my brand new military Signal Baton, and you can see just by comparison to the regular standard military baton how much thicker it is. It is pretty much the same, the shaft is pretty much the same thickness as a mace's shaft, but it is shorter than an average mace. This is actually longer than a military baton, actually. We'll probably get some spinning videos in with this, and then I'll probably do a little review on it, but I'm really excited to try this out. So, I'll be back, you guys. So I spent spent some time with this military signal baton, got in some flourishing and some spinning with it, and I have to say it's a very unique type of equipment. There are some positives and there's some negatives I'm going to go over, and I'll leave it up to you whether or not you would possibly want to purchase one, and if you do, I'll leave the link in the description below, or I'll tell you possibly where you can get it. Now, talking about the traditional signal baton, there are certain positives and there are certain negatives. Now, the one thing I like about the signal baton, or this traditional baton, it presents kind of a military appearance, at the same time also preserving that tradition of the military style of drum major. Kind of contrast from the field show style drum major, who utilizes the quote-unquote American baton. Now, who would this baton appeal to? I would say this baton would mostly appeal to certain types of drum majors. Most likely, now if you're in the type of band that kind of preserves like that military heritage, maybe something like, you know, a cadet drumming bugle corps, or an ROTC drumming bugle corps, this would probably be the best thing to use if you don't want to utilize a drum major's mace. Other types of drum majors who this would appeal to would be maybe the show bands or the HBCU style band, which utilize the traditional signal baton as a way kind of to preserve that tradition, which kind of is slowly dying out with the signal baton and the just utilizing the signal baton. Personally, I think that this would appeal to L pattern style drum majors who compete in both military and mace. The only reason why is because the shaft of the traditional signal baton actually has a 1-inch diameter, which is almost similar to a mace's shaft. And when I was spinning this signal baton, it almost felt like I was actually spinning a mace. I found it really easy to gravitate between mace and baton. So that's possibly one thing to consider. If you compete in both military and mace in L pattern, you might want to consider utilizing a signal baton. Now, the baton you guys are probably familiar with seeing on parade a lot is the American baton, which is one seen here. Now, they have two options you can get. You can either get the 38-inch or the 41-inch. With the signal baton, it comes in 3 lengths. You can get a 42-inch, which is the one I have, or eventually they can go as long as 49 inches. But I personally think that any longer than 42 inches, you're essentially going to be almost spinning a mace. That brings me into the negatives of this baton, and I'm going to kind of bridge the gap between the two. One of the negatives with this baton is the overall length. Like I said, anything longer than 42 inches, you're probably going to be it'll almost look like you'll be spinning a mace, or you might as well just use a mace instead. That said, majority of people who probably are watching my videos for like mace tutorials and tips on drum major are probably drum majors who are in high school, or some drum majors who are in middle school. And I know that a lot of I've seen some drum majors who are more on the shorter aspect, and a drum major who's probably in middle school or a shorter high school drum major who wants to use a signal baton that's about 42 inches in length. And you know, if they're shorter, if they're spinning one of these, it's almost going to look like a mace to them. Also, in talking about majority of my people who watch these videos, like I said, a lot of the people who watch my videos are probably in the middle school or high school category. And one drawback to this one drawback to this baton is the overall price. Now, a traditional signal baton like this one will run on the low end around $200 US, and that's just getting that baton as plain as possible. I got a plain black shaft. I got no extra cords, and I didn't get it. I didn't get the longer option. I just got it as short as possible. An American baton, which you would always see in competition or on parade, spun by high school drum major or maybe these college drum majors, they will run roughly around $95, under $100, which, I mean, no brainer there. If you're probably in high school or in college and you're not fortunate enough to have a band that provides you equipment and you have to provide your own, I mean it's no brainer. You're going to go with the cheaper option. And also, on that being said, the judges don't really care what you spin. You could spin a military, you could be spinning the signal baton, or you could be spinning the regular American baton, you're still going to be judged in the same category. So that's one thing to consider, is the overall price. Another thing to consider is that Peacock's Marching World sells two types of Signal Baton. One, the one I have, is called the traditional Signal Baton. The other one they have is called the military Signal Baton. The main difference between these two is that the military Signal Baton actually has an American mace head on it. And the advantage to that is that if you eventually want to have, if you dent up your mace head, you have the option to replace the mace, to buy an extra dome and replace it like you would do on a drum major's mace. You don't have that option with the traditional baton or the traditional Signal Baton, because it's a lot like the American baton, where eventually if you drop it enough times, the dome will pop off. A lot of times you have to resort to the dreaded electrical tape procedure, or if worse comes to worse, you might as well just send it into Marching World and have them repair it. Now, if you are still wanting to buy this baton, the best place I can possibly recommend to get this would be direct from the dealer, which is marchingworld.com. They make all types of equipment for marching bands and drum majors and even ROTC units. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave me a comment, you guys. Let me know what you guys want to see in future videos. I know you guys want me to do more tutorials. I'm working on it. I plan to use this to actually feature some military baton tutorials, along with more mace tutorials. That's still in the works right now. And leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys would use in parade. Would you guys use a Signal Baton, or would you guys use the American baton? So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for hanging out with me, and thanks for sharing this experience. And until next time, keep marching and keep flourishing.